What's going on, guys? Stefan, S&E's Garage. Today we're here with our 2021 Camry TRD, and we are actually going to be installing a Fitcamx 4K dash cam into this thing. Now what's cool about the Fitcam is that it basically replaces this cover here that covers the forward collision avoidance camera. So it's a nice clean install. It comes with a little pigtail harness. You don't have to wire anything. It's super simple. It's super easy. We're going to get right into that today. So let's get right into it. So this was actually sent in by a viewer, a good friend of mine now. I've been talking to him for the past couple weeks about his TRD Camry. So Joseph, thank you so much. This is really cool. And I'm glad you sent this to me to review. So without further ado, let me set you up on the tripod. We're going to unbox it and see what's in the box. So as I mentioned before, this is their 4K dash camera. They do have one that's a little bit of a less resolution, and they also have one with a rear-facing camera. This one does not have the rear-facing camera, but it is 4K. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to unbox it. And the camera is going to be in this box here. And like I mentioned before, it is literally a replacement of the trim piece that covers the factory camera, which is nice. There's a slot here for an SD card, which is also in the box. We're going to plug that in. The lens is protected from the factory, so it does not get scratched in transit, and overall this feels like a very nice piece. Now in here, in this little box, is where we have our pigtail harness and our SD card. So this is actually the pigtail harness that installs in between your car's factory collision avoidance camera and this dash cam, so it makes your install nice and easy. Like I said before, you don't have to wire anything. It does come with a little trim tool to help you pop the trim piece off of your car. And like I said, this is the SD card, and then it also comes with a little thumb drive, which is pretty neat too. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take this SD card, and I'm going to slide it here right into the SD slot, so that it's in there and ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, get into the car, start taking it apart, and install this. So let's go. Alright guys, so here we are in the front seat of our 2021 Toyota Camry TRD. Now like I mentioned before, this camera basically replaces this whole trim piece right here. And Fitcamx does make various versions of this for different Toyotas, including the Camry. The 2021 Camry has a little bit of a different cover here, so you're just going to want to make sure you're ordering the correct one for the car you have. Now to remove this is very simple. We're just going to move this mirror a little bit out of the way, and there's a little cover up here we have to remove first for the mirror. It's literally just a little mirror cover. So we can use our trim tool, or you can use your fingers, whatever you want. You get under here and you pop this piece off, just set it to the side. You're not going to need it right now. Now to remove this unit here, this trim piece, you're just going to want to take your thumbs and push downward, and you'll feel the pins release, and hopefully yours doesn't come flying off and hit your radio like that, but that's more or less how you're going to want to remove this. So now we have a clear view here of the forward collision avoidance camera and the lane keep assist module. Everything is kind of right up here. And what we need to do now is go over to the toolbox and transfer these two clips over to the camera. So let's get over there. Alright guys, so we're back at the camera, and like I said, we need to transfer these two little clips over. So I'm just going to use a miniature, pocket screwdriver and kind of try to work these clips off. They should realistically come right off with a little force. So just like that, we got this one off. We're going to go ahead, slide it into place on the camera, like so, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. I just kind of got under it like this on the front, and then I did the same thing on the back and walked it off. It's really kind of hard to do on camera, but more or less just like that. So now we got that off. We can set this aside. We no longer need this, and we're going to go ahead and install that clip. So now this is ready to go. The only thing you are going to have to do is remove this little mirror cover like we did to get the old one off. So we're going to pop this off, and we're going to go back to the car and install that that little harness I was showing you. Alright guys, so we're back with you in the car here. I'm just going to move my Easy Pass out of the way so you can see a little bit better. The next thing we have to do is get in here and actually unplug our forward collision avoidance camera, which is right here. So here's the plug for that, and you're going to take this harness, you're going to plug the car into the harness, and then the harness into the car. So you're more or less putting this harness in between the module to steal power from it, because we're actually going to be using the power from this module to power our camera. So now we have our connector here for the camera, and we can actually go ahead and plug the camera in like so. There's going to be a little notch. You're going to line the notch up, and just like that you're going to plug it in. So now that this is plugged in, we're going to tuck this all neatly up here, and we're going to go ahead and install our new trim piece in with the camera on it. I'm probably going to go grab a zip tie real quick, zip this up, make it look real neat. So actually let me do that, and then we're going to reinstall this. Alright, so we grabbed some zip ties. Like I said, I just kind of want to make this a little bit neater. So we're going to go ahead, just kind of loop it up like this, more or less, and zip tie it like so. Okay, so we have that looking a little bit neater. I'm just going to trim that zip tie, and we're going to go ahead and put it right back up. Alright guys, so off camera I was actually having a really hard time getting this camera to fit with these connectors underneath it. So what I ended up having to do is I basically had to drop this this overhead console right here. It's held in with 4 push pins, and then you slide the front end out first. But what I had to do there was pull this harness through and into the headliner to create more room behind this camera. So now the only thing that I'm going to have behind the camera is this one wire, and it should slide right up. It was really fighting me before, so let's see how we make out now. And like I said, you just have to get it to line up with these slots and this clip right here. So these line up in the front, these line up in the back, and it should go right up, and then I can throw the rest of the car back together. Alright guys, so that is going to be the trick with this thing. You're going to have to make sure that you remove this overhead console here and get your wires up into the headliner, because there's no way to get this dash camera to fit with those wires underneath there. So we got everything back in. We got our trim piece on for the mirror. Let's start the car up. Let's download the app and see what we got with this thing. Alright guys, so we got the camera in. It is installed. And I actually had to do some digging through the directions here, because you basically have to connect to this thing via Wi-Fi. So what you have to find is basically the Wi-Fi password for this thing. And what I found it is right here. It is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So what we have to do here is go to Fitcamx, the app. We're going to add camera. We're going to hit next. We're going to go to our Wi-Fi, and we're going to connect to it. So it's car MM703 in my case, and I'm going to type in that Wi-Fi password 3 4 5 6 7 8. That ended in an 8, I believe. Correct? Let me double check. Yes. So now we're going to hit join, and we're basically going to connect to it like it's a Wi-Fi network. So now we're connected. So now we go back to the app, which is right here. Add camera. Would like to find and connect. Okay. We're going to hit next. Connect. I just did that. Don't know why it's telling me to do it again. We're connected. There it goes. Okay, so now we're going to hit Access Fitcamx. And this is what we see. There's the blue film on the front of it. So let me take that off. You can see we have the blue protection on it. It's got its little blue condom on still. So let's pull that off. Okay. And now you can see, basically this is what we see on our dash cam. So with that being said, we have it completely installed. We installed our SD card For ease of installation, please remember to make sure you take your overhead console out, route the wires behind that, because it's damn near impossible to put this thing back up without doing that. But please, with that being said, like, share, subscribe, and let's see how this thing records. See you on the next one. Alright guys, so here we are in our 2021 Camry TRD with our Fitcamx camera. Right now I am talking to you through the camera, and the camera is recording us at night. And I just kind of wanted to get an idea for how good or how bad this camera records at night. And from what I can see on my phone, I actually have it playing back. It's pretty damn clear. This is a 4K camera if you set it to the 4K mode. I don't think it's on 4K right now for the purpose of storage. I don't want it to run out of storage or have to keep looping and deleting videos too soon before I could save them. But nighttime seems to be really clear, a lot better than what I've seen. So overall, I'm happy with it. Let's get one during the day, and we'll see how we like it. All right, what is going on, guys? We're back here with you. It's the next day, the next morning, and I wanted to get some daytime shots. Again, this is me talking in the car with the dash cam picking it up, the dash cam's internal microphone. And overall, from what I can see on my phone, I'm watching the playback as I'm driving, which may sound kind of dangerous, but I'm just glancing at it, I promise. This thing is actually really nice. It seems to be doing a very nice job at capturing, details on the road. I'm sure it would have absolutely no problems picking up license plates or things like that should something happen. And that was kind of my main reason for getting this, is I wanted to be protected while I was driving this car. God forbid someone were to hit me or something of the sort. I want to have proof that, hey, listen, this is actually what happened, because I have seen other instances where people just blatantly lie just to try to get out of things. So with that being said, like I mentioned earlier, please like, share, subscribe. If you guys have any other things you would like me to do to this car, or something of the sort that I'm would like to do, just drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. I love making these videos. I love helping you guys, and yeah. So like I said, like, share, subscribe. See you on the next one.